Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology, my YouTube channel. I am Charlotte and I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel we analyze the astrological charts of public figures, very often celebrities. And today I'm going to talk about Ashton and Mila Kunis's Synastry chart. Yesterday, or actually a few hours ago, I put out a chart reading for Danny Masterson, who was recently sentenced to 30 years in prison for crimes against women, and that's me putting it very delicately. And since then, Ashton and Mila have been in the news because they wrote letters to the judge trying to persuade him to give him a lighter sentence. And a few people on my Instagram, if you don't follow me on there, please do. I'm very active on there. A few people on there have asked that I look at their relationship. So I decided let's create this Synastry chart and let's do it. And this is it. I don't have a birth time for Mila, so I'm just going to just do without. And the birth time for Ashton, I don't know how reliable that is. His chart has a C rating on astro.com, but I'm going to do the best I can here to try and understand what their dynamics is. Okay? So here we are. Let's do it. He is the star of the show. He is the smart one. He is the innovator. That is not to say that Mila is not an intelligent person, but in their dynamic, he is the brains and she is the beauty. She is the handbag. She is the accessory. She is the thing that grounds him into the domestic sphere. And if you look, if this is accurate, his fourth house of family and home, see the IC? That's in Leo. And her sun is in an exact conjunction on that IC. So she brings him down to the bottom of his chart. He's way up here. He's way up here with his sun, moon, and Venus. A lot of himself is put into his work. He is very much a workaholic. He's an innovator. He loves technology. I do believe he was one of the first investors, or he's an owner of Airbnb. He is also one of the first investors in Twitter when it came out. So he did Punk'd. He's done, that TV show Punk'd. He's very innovative. He's got a lot of great ideas. His Venus, which is values and love language and desires, that's in Aquarius. So he really values innovation and moving forward. And it's a very chaotic Venus because it requires a lot of stimuli. Air Venuses tend to need a lot of stimuli, especially in Aquarius Venus, which thinks outside the box. They don't follow the rules. They make up their own as they go along. And then his moon is in Aquarius. I don't know what his background is. I just feel like it wasn't that stable. Moon in Aquarius people, they have very chaotic families, very volatile relationships with their mothers, with women. Their domestic sphere is difficult. And his son, he's a new moon baby. He's a new moon baby. He's all sorts of crazy. So yeah, he's got this cluster of Aquarius, and if this is correct, it is at the midheaven. So this is fame. This is him being known for his beauty and his genius, and with the moon up there, he's there's a softness to him as well. I do think that with these placements he has a bit of a god complex, like I am so intelligent and I am so powerful. I think he can get a bit of a god complex. I'm a bit worried about Mila. His cluster of Aquarius placement sits on her Lilith, the dark destructive feminine. If someone has their placements, especially personal placements, sitting on your Lilith, they're going to bring a destructive, they're going to bring destruction to your world, or you are going to be self-destructive in their presence. So I'm wondering if in their relationship, and by the way, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. I don't know nothing. But I'm wondering if when they're together, she dims her light for him. She's a Leo. She is the brightest star, you know. But when you put their charts together, her sun is at the bottom of his chart where she's not as visible. And he also has his Saturn in a conjunction with the sun. Saturn is hard work, it is restrictions, it is karma, it is heavy lessons. And that's what he brings to her life is, and I mean, if we're going to read this in a positive way, he teaches her responsibility. If we're going to take it down a darker path, he dims her light. He restricts her. He keeps her hidden. Her Venus is in retrograde, so she's had a lot of disappointing relationships. It's not that well aspected by anything, really. I don't know how fulfilled she is in this relationship. Having children would work, would make sense. Why this marriage would be enjoyable for her, because she can have a family. Venus and Virgo people, they really are an everyday kind of love, like acts of service. In this relationship, she runs the household. She keeps the domestic sphere stable, and she is a giver. And if you've ever known Virgo placements, Virgos, they will give to a crappy partner. I don't know why, but I do see a lot of my Virgo friends falling for people that have a lot of Aquarius placements, and it's not an easy synastry. That in conjunct is not an easy synastry. But yeah, I just see her holding down the fort. Like, look at her placements. There's nothing nice aspecting her Sun, her Venus, and her Mercury, really. Not by any of his placements. I mean, they do have this Mars conjunction. Her Mars is in Leo. His Mars is in Cancer. So there's definitely like a sexual connection. His Mars is retrograde. Mars is the phallus. It is the fire in your belly. It is moving forward. And his is in Cancer, and it's retrograde. He doesn't seem like someone who goes to war. He seems like someone who's always in defense. He's always defending himself. He's never actually ever striking out and attacking people. He's always trying to rebuff, defend. Yeah. I mean, a Mars conjunction is great for sex. That's about it. Her North Node is in Gemini. There's no real personal placements near it. There's nothing great aspecting it. And his Jupiter's on there, so he takes her to where she needs to go. Her South Node is in Sagittarius, and there's Neptune here. So she experienced fame quite young. It's a very crazy early beginning, and as she gets older, her life becomes small. Her world becomes smaller, becomes more Gemini, local community, school runs. It's much more quiet, and that's probably a good thing. And he takes her there. Jupiter is the husband. The husband is sitting on her North Node of Destiny, so she definitely saw a future with him, calming down and having a more quiet life. And his part of fortune is here, so he can provide for her. So that's good. Even if she stops work, she'll be provided for. The trine. Do you see these big blue lines, these trines from the Gemini placements to the Aquarius placements? That's him earning the money. That's him being the star. That's him steering the ship. She doesn't steer anything. She's along for the ride. That's what I'm seeing. She's very submissive towards him, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. She is in a servitude role. And she's going to give and give until there's nothing left. I worry about her. I saw the video, that that faux apology video, and she just didn't look very well. She didn't want to be there. It's almost like they had a boom boom to the head as they were doing it. Like they were forced into doing that. But she's gonna do what he wants. Not because she believes in him, but she definitely trusts him. I mean, he is the smart one. He is the genius. I really worry about. I worry about her because she knew him when she was a child. With his Aquarius Venus, I wonder how faithful he is to her. Because he just seems like someone. He's like a wild horse, you know. He needs to run free, and she's not that way. She'll always hold down the fort for him. I don't know if he necessarily married her because of love, because their Venuses aren't aligned. Their love languages aren't aligned. Nothing's really aligned in their chart except for the Mars placements, and even they're not. They're in a conjunction, but they're in an outer sign conjunction. So it's I'm wondering if he married her because she keeps his darkest secrets. They have a lot of dirt on each other, and that's probably why they ended up together. Who can I trust but you? It wasn't necessarily a love choice, but maybe a sensible choice, because they knew each other since they were very young. Yeah, but I don't see a great alignment here. I don't know if she's getting a lot out of this relationship. He needs to be careful because she could destroy him. His placements sit on that Lilith, and she could, if she wanted to, she could end him. Her moon is in Scorpio. Let's move in here. Her moon is in Scorpio. And then there's this conjunction. It's a large orb, but I'm going to count it. Uranus is here. So not that he intentionally does this, but if his Uranus is basically sitting on her moon. What does he bring to her domestic sphere? Chaos. Uranus is chaos. If someone's Uranus sits on your moon, they can bring you a lot of chaos, a lot of excitement, a lot of adventure, a lot of connections, a lot of, but there's also chaos. And moons, especially Scorpio moons, they really desire just a no drama home life. And that's because very often they experience a lot of trauma with their mother, with their family. She was a refugee, basically, wasn't she? That's what I know about her, is that she had to escape the Ukraine with her parents because there was a lot of political and social upheaval. So she needs to have a solid domestic world. And maybe to a certain extent he provides that, at least financially they can have that. But he causes a lot of destruction, like her internal world, her moon, her emotional processing, like she's highly sensitive. He doesn't have any personal placement that would indicate that he makes her life easier. He doesn't make her life easier, maybe materially, but emotionally, there's nothing much here for her. She holds the fort. I keep saying that. She holds the fort. She holds the fort. She had the baby. She had the kids. Anyway, that's what I have. If you guys have a birth time, an accurate birth time for Mila, or even accurate birth time for Ashton, that would certainly help me read their charts a little bit more deeply. Oh, one more thing. See his north node of Libra? That's where he's going. And he's going through a nodal opposition right now, so it's not easy. She doesn't have any personal Libra placements that would soften this. She has her Saturn and her Pluto in a conjunction in Libra, but she doesn't take him anywhere. His south node's in Aries with no placements. Oh, that's all his bad Aries behavior, and he doesn't have to take accountability for it yet, but he very well might. And there's this Chiron in Taurus. He has a wound around money and traditional things, and her Juno sits on that. Juno is the beautiful wife. Let me marry you, and I can give you the family. I can give you the nest egg. I can give you, yeah. That's how I'm interpreting it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to put this up as soon as possible. I just thought I'd have just a look at the charts because you all begged me to. And if you like this, can you please subscribe, click the bell so you can get notifications. I'm also available on X or Twitter and Instagram, so please follow me and you can chat to me on there. See you guys. Bye.